Hello traders, welcome to today's video, Monday the 20th of May 2024. This is your Bitcoin and crypto update. And Bitcoin looking quite strong to start the week here. However, we're at a bit of a sticky place. This 67k zone was basically the level that I've been looking at as like the key resistance that this has got to break if we are going to be pushing to new all-time highs here. Now, there is obviously that 67k, 69k previous all-time high, weekly level, daily gap, value area high, which I'll show in just a second. But for me, 67 is like that line where if it can break through this, everything's looking really good. But this is where we're most likely going to have a rejection if there is going to be one, in my opinion. So the reason for that, okay, if we draw our fixed range from the beginning of the range over here, we can see if we turn on our developing POC, this is where our previous point of control was before it shifted down. We didn't get the continuation at that point, so that gave us the bullish bias to hold that monthly open and to be able to squeeze up here, which is precisely what we've done. So we've got this confluence here with it taking out these highs, all right, after closing through these gaps. We finally come and taken out the highs here. We've got the previous point of control, and yeah, we're coming into the other section in the chart where we do have high volume. So there's got to be a big break, big volume in which to break this. And if it is to break it, then I can see continuation up to that previous all-time high. Maybe we get a bit of a rejection then, but then it would be breaking higher and just continuing on with this trend like we've been seeing over the past week or so. Now, the other alternative here is to look for short positions to take you back down into that point of control again, and just to continue to fill out this space in the middle of the chart. So if this does reject, I would be looking at taking out the lows from last week. Well, not the previous week lows, but the lows from when we had that move down on the Thursday, and to start to test back into where that previous that point of control currently is. I would imagine this shifts up again if we can stay here any longer. This is on the spot chart. It's very similar on perps though. So yeah, we're looking at this zone. Anything above that 67 looks really bullish. Anything below 63 would start to look really bearish. In the middle, we're kind of neutral here. So the better risk to reward is to be looking for shorts. However, I'm in a long position. I haven't taken profit on my long position. I'm simply hedged into a short position, and overall my bias is still that we continue higher, like over the next few kind of weeks, few months. If we're looking at some of the order flow, the ETF stuff, so we've been having consistent inflows for the last few days. Let's see how that continues today, and see if we can just continue with these just bullish momentum that we've had. The CVD still looking more or less, spot looking pretty healthy. Okay, you can see every time that there's a little dip. I don't know why this is taking so long to load, why this is being weird. But every time we get these dips, they're mainly like perps that like oversell with those small dumps that we have, and then spot managing to remain pretty stable and getting, leading this move higher. This is a better view of the chart. So yeah, we can see spot staying pretty much stable. And every time we get these little dips, it's mainly perps, just stopping out long positions, cleaning up some open interest before we inevitably get that continuation higher. And then other than that, it is just weekend price action doing what you would typically expect it to do here. Let's just reload this again. Every time I do these charts, they end up like gappy and weird. So yeah, weekend, the open interest moving down. We're starting to see that increase again as we're coming into a new week, which is normal. But I think if we are going to squeeze up a little bit higher here, then we've got to get that volume. We've got to get that push of volume in order to break through where this previous point of control was, and then move up towards 69k. So I'm fairly neutral to start the week, and it is just seeing which side of this can break first. Like, I'm not really changing any of my positions. I have hedged into a couple of short positions. So on Ethereum, I have like entirely closed out of my long because it was, just the bounce that we'd seen from Ethereum was like pretty insane, and a pullback looking slightly more likely here, even if we just continue to range before seeing higher. And then there's a few other things like I'm a little bit more bearish if we're looking at stuff like the Solana ecosystem, where there's a bunch of tokens here that look as if they could be reaching some kind of top of a local distribution here before we see a pullback. So memes and Sol ecosystem, memes and Solana ecosystem, local highs, it's time to cool down a little bit, give other projects and other things the opportunity to run, because I do think that we're going to see a Bitcoin-led move over the coming weeks. It's similar with, like, if you're looking at, again, Solana ecosystem, Radium having come into a gap here on the daily time frame. You can see right here, a little bit of a rejection, but again, you've got this anchored VWAP from the highs coming down to meet price here. So looking at that, pulling back slightly. And the other one that I was looking at this morning, which I did share with the crew, was Jupiter. It should have been a big mover for so far today. So a lot of these things getting these bounces and looking like they could be better shorts. Here we go again. So on Jupe, we're looking at this like, okay, you have this range of the forms. Yes, okay, it's in this like local uptrend, but you have this deviation above the top of the highs here, above this range, getting caught, not able to get acceptance back within the previous range highs that we have from back in March and April. So that deviation, where you can look at this as being a larger distribution, coming back into backtest today, and that does give a better risk to reward, like short position, than what we have on longs at the moment. So I'm like bullish some stuff, bearish other stuff. It's a bit of a weird point right now within the market as a whole, and it's just a case of let's see what happens. I'd like to see Bitcoin continue to push higher, but then I think a lot of the bounces that we've seen on some altcoins have been too much. Time to cool down a little bit, and we'll then take it from there. But yeah, other than that, I'm going to wrap this video up. So have a great day. Hopefully that was useful information for you. Please like, subscribe, do all of that kind of stuff, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers. Bye-bye.